Well, welcome back. As Jennifer did say before we went on that break, for the benefit of those who just joined us, this is ADDN, the weekend edition on the Morning Express, here from the city of Uyo in Akwa Ibom. Something had been happening in Akwa Ibom for the past 2 to 3 days, and just yesterday, news filtered in that the strike had been suspended. The Independent Petroleum Marketing Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, they had called a strike to press on certain issues. These issues appeared as though it had been lingering for quite some time, because I recall sometime last year we had almost something similar of this nature. But the strike, which is good, I mean, seriously, had been suspended, and we have the secretary of IPMAN in Akwa Ibom State coming here to tell us why they even went on the strike in the first place. So, Jennifer, do us the honor.
Yes, indeed. And we have in the studio to bring us up to speed with the situation of things and the strike, which has been called off, the secretary of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State branch. I'm talking of Comrade Ekom Idemudo. Welcome to ADBN TV.
Thank you.
Good morning, Comrade, and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we're looking at the situation surrounding the initial call for the strike from the Independent Marketers Association. And we understand that as of last year in September, there was an issue of this nature where IPMAN also went on a strike in the States, still talking about seized products. And only for us to also, we heard that the governor had met with the IPMAN and also had sorted out the issue. But as at last week or this week, we came to hear of another strike still on the issue of a seized product. We want to understand what exactly is the situation.
All right. Thank you, ADBN. Thank you, Akwa Ibomite. And this is Ekom Idemudo, the Secretary of IPMAN Akwa Ibom State. I want to run through the genesis of the whole matter. Sometime in May 18, 2024, operators of the JTF, Joint Task Force Operation Delta South, they went to a community called Ibaka in Imbo local government, got truck of petroleum product. 2 of the trucks, each having a capacity of 45,000 liters of PMS loaded inside it. And they said they got information that this product is suspicious of moving under smuggling guys. And they took control of the product and they took it to Uyo. IPMAN in Akwa Ibom tried to intervene. So by the 24th of that same month, we asked IPMAN in oral access, they should call a press statement, because we tried to intercede and to know what exactly happened in Uyo. We could not get to the commander, 2 Brigade, who was the incident controller. Then, for 3 to 4 days, we could not get to him. We now asked IPMAN in the SOP unit, which is oral access controlling 5 local governments. We asked the chairman to call a press interview and alert the public of the challenge. That was done. Nothing was going on in our favor. And so the state took over, wrote a letter to all the security formation. As I'm sitting here, I have all those records. This is a copy of the press interview released by Orange Chapter, Deacon Atuakak. This is the letter we sent on the 27th of May to the coordinator, Nigerian Mainstream and Downstream, with the former DPR, telling them of the incident, because they are our police in the sector. And so DPR invited us that they would look into the matter. DPR themselves, they could not get to the military formation to ascertain what is going on. And now we wrote to the governor on the 30th of May.
This year?
No, that same year. I'm trying to give you the genesis of, yes. This is a letter to the governor. This copy to us. Alerting a matter of urgent public interest. We, economic crisis in Ibaka, Mbo local government, as a result of the sealing of filling station and confiscation of PMS loaded truck, etc. by Nigerian Army personnel. No response, no feedback. This was a copy we also write to the Army formation. Same 30th of May. 2 Brigade Commander. Nobody calls us, no information.
Can I see them? Can we see
them?
Okay,
you can see.
Confirm your dates as well.
Yes, please.
Okay, that was in 2024.
Yes.
This one is also to the Army coordinator. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This one to the governor's office.
When you sent out these letters, you were supposed to receive
a feedback.
A feedback. I
Yes.
mean, if you give letters, acknowledged copies and all of that, did you get any of this when you sent
We
out
did
these
not.
letters?
We did not.
So you sent out the letters believing that there will be a response?
To
and there was-
call for a briefing for all the quarters, there was no response. Commissioner of Police, there was no response. We sent to DSS. Only DSS invited us. And when we told the DSS director, state director, of the situation, he said he will interface through their security council or something, that all the security operatives in Akwa Ibom will meet with the governor, that he will be trying to interface and ask why, because nobody was giving us information. On the 18th of July, again, we reminded all those security formation, even the commissioner for Petroleum.
Same year,
Same year,
2024,
2024.
on the same issue.
On that same issue, because we did not get any feedback, apart from the DSS. And so, on the 18th, we reminded...
I mean, procedurally, when you send out a letter, you're supposed to have an acknowledgement copy.
We have.
You don't have the papers acknowledged?
This is what I'm giving you. Now. All this paper I'm giving you is the acknowledged stamp.
Okay.
Like the one in the office of the governor. This received. Received. On the received.
Okay.
So it was received. That was our concern. IPMAN in Akwa Ibom, they are very, very enlightened. We have a very vibrant chairman and a very vibrant HESCO presently. That's why when I see people coming to talk and say, IPMAN are doing Shylock, they want to profiteer. I said, you don't know what you mean. Even if we get national directives, we narrow down to see, is it suitable for Akwa Ibom? And so, this was no information. Reminding, same issue. You see now, the other letter was matter of urgent importance, but the reminder,
But then, now, with all this explanation, in September, during the industrial action, the governor had invited...
Immediately, that's why I'm surprised. Why will we wait? And when people said, IPMAN are not following the due process, I'm coming with these letters to prove all those people that say hearsay that we have been following process. So, when before 12, tankers drivers who are also affected because they are interested in the truck. While the owners of the truck is IPMAN member and the product. But as a union, tankers drivers, PTD, Dupeng, they are interested in the truck. And since this product was loaded in a legal depot, has all the papers, and nobody there saying you are suspecting it was a smuggled product. Then, after your investigation, did you hand over for prosecution? It is not the JTO that has the right to prosecute. Our police is the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense. Our regulator is the former DPR, the Nigerian Midstream Downstream Petroleum.
Zone subsector.
Yes. Did you report for them to prosecute if you have found a crime? You didn't even update IPMAN. They kept us in the dark. When we were fighting, we were not relenting. And so when on the between the 8th to 12, between 8 and 15 of August, tankers driver called for a strike, that they need that their truck, the 2 trucks. So within that period, we got affected. We also sent another letter to all this formation. This is a copy to the then senior special assistant to the governor on petroleum matter. This is an acknowledgement copy by his secretary. All right? So trying to get this matter, May we tried, no information. June, we went, no information. July, we went. August. So by September, we now send a letter. Let me check. We now send a letter to the governor on September 20, 2024 that we will withdraw our services. When people say strike, strike, when we call withdrawal of our services, because IPMAN members...
The letter for the one of 2024, the withdrawal of services, or the one for 2025?
I have it. Let me try to go through it.
Because I know that we had this in 2024.
That's what I'm saying. I said by September 23rd, we now say we are withdrawing our services from the public. Immediately we send that letter to the office of the governor. There's a lot of trade. They say, hey, he will not work. He will not work. On the 24th, we went, okay, this is it. This is a letter we sent to our directors. Withdrawal. Okay, this is suspension. This is the first letter.
Okay. Can I please just go through it?
Yes, go through it.
While we're listening to you.
Okay, so when we send letter down to governor of Akwa Ibom and other security formation that we are withdrawing our service based on that issue. And then we actually withdrew our services. Immediately, governor called and met with our representative. Governor now state acknowledged that these things beyond his office. From the information is had that the matter is within military formation. Not even again in Akwa Ibom, that they have escalated it to Abuja. And that the Commissioner for Internal Security, himself a former retired military general, senior special assistant to the governor on petroleum, commissioner of petroleum, all of them should find a way and reach out to the military formation to ascertain the level. What is wrong with these 2 trucks? My brother, at that time, the cost of a liter of petrol was 1,300. So the product, 90,000 liters calculate with the trucks. One of the trucks was new. That's the first time going for...
How many trucks are we talking about?
2 trucks.
Okay.
2 trucks. Each 90, each 45,000 PMS inside. They took it. If you calculate the cost of what they took at that value was around 320 something million naira. These people are victims of army intolerance.
Let me ask you, when you say victims of the army's intolerance, we also heard that there's an issue of illegality, the bunkered products and all of that, and that was one of the reasons why they confiscated the truck in the first place.
Yes.
Can you confirm to us
if
IPMAN is aware that some of his members carry bunkered products?
IPMAN doesn't support any illegality. We don't. We don't even embark or support. If any, we even have internal mechanism we call monitoring team. If we find out any of our members involved in issue of adulteration of product, we even report it to necessary quarters because we don't want our name to be soiled. That is why we were looking to know, because we have seen the products. We have seen this the necessary purpose where they picked this product. It was in a depot in Calabar, official known. So we wanted to know what is wrong with this. Where are the evidence? From that time till September, there was no evidence. And when the governor sent this crack team to lies to inform him, there was no update. Why the silence?
This JTF,
Joint task.
Joint task force, yes.
that confiscated these trucks, do they work in synergy with perhaps the 2 Brigade here in Akwa Ibom?
Yes.
So
yes.
was the commander of the 2 Brigade aware?
He was aware. That's why I said we sent letter to them. We sent letter to them.
And so when his office was notified, what did he say?
He did not even call us. They didn't commander. It was even this new one, when the new commander came into you, we now knew the new commander came, and then we wrote a letter for a courtesy visit. When we went there, we also alerted the new man of this issue. You see, he's not aware. And so we told him, call one of his personnel, ask about the matter.
Okay, there was a meeting with the IPMAN team, and that meeting was meant to have resolved this issue. And
This
after that
corona.
meeting, no, last year.
All right.
And after that meeting, you called off the, you asked your members to return to work.
All right.
What, before you asked the members to return to work, weren't there some resolutions made that you were...
Was the issue settled?
the issue settled at the time?
That is what I'm saying. The governor personally intervened. He also told us of his limitation.
Yeah.
That this, from the information he's getting from his team, this is the office of the chief of army staff.
And
Is
perhaps
where
the
they were-
NSA.
and then NSA, National Security Advisor. Those are the 2 offices that can resign. That's why he mandated the Commissioner for Internal Security to head that team. Our worries is, our governor is a very pragmatic and proactive person. When he comes to a place, he said, oh, this woman, they will give him a new building under 6 months. If he says 6 months, the man delivers. He set a team to brief you and ask the man to call up and respect him. We call off. We respected the man because he has started setting the team. That is a process to uncover what we could not have in the last, between that May and September. We did not have any information. The governor said he will step in. The governor is the chief security officer of
Comrade
Akwa Ibom.
Idemudo, I'd like to ask you, when the matter was resolved in 2024, were there assurances given whether the trucks will be released or a new one procured with the contents of the truck? Because we also heard that there was a burning of a truck.
The truck.
So was one of the trucks burned?
No.
Because we heard that the JTF set on fire one of the trucks.
Now, let me, the isolated incident.
So this one is another one.
Yes, the one that we are discussing, 2 trucks were taken.
Okay.
And even when we now went on that visit, while we call up the strike, we respected the governor.
Okay.
He has
Assurances were
yes,
given
they're
as well.
given. The assurances were given that they will look into the matter. He was in that place. He announced the committee that will have to report back to him.
What was
Between
the
September-
committee's mandate? To ensure the recovery of the trucks?
Our demand was recovery of the truck. Because the
And,
truck,
and if, sorry to interject you, 2024 to 2025, this is August.
Almost a
Those
year.
trucks have not been returned,
no information.
even with the contents.
No information, even with the content. No information, not even the truck. You can't even see the truck.
Okay, now you because of the issues on ground, you withdrew services again. And this time around, you called off yesterday. Has it been resolved?
Okay, what's happened this time? You know, IPMAN, most of the IPMAN members are Akwa Ibom citizens. It is the compassion for the people suffering. And also, the governor again has intervened. He sent the commissioner for environment and mineral resources and the chairman of PPMC, Honorable Godwin Ekbo. We had a closed door meeting, and at that meeting there was a concrete a communique on the way forward.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward from the communique, which I think will be made public very soon. So, but what they did this time around was to include IPMAN members in the committee that will do what we call fact-finding mission. And they will personally brief the governor and get the update. The energy now, because we that are also agitating now, we are involved. And so the governor wants to be briefed and updated, and then between the next few months, we want to uncover the intricacies behind the missing truck, because it's now like a missing truck.
So if we follow the history and your analysis, it will suggest as though the trucks are missing. The whereabouts of the trucks unknown till now, including the contents in the truck. Now, I had a session with the committee headed by Honorable Igbo.
All right.
And of course, we had the NLC State Chairman, Comrade Sonny James, in that session that I held with them in the week.
That committee?
Yes. And they talked about the issue of legality, due process before you went on strike, that every strike, you have to serve them notice. They talked about your strike being illegal. Did you follow due process before you called for that strike?
That's why I think some matters we don't even need to discuss, because even the NLC, the committee members, they were with us yesterday. Coming to find out all this letter has shocked them. This strike is not a new strike. It's a trend that has been there. And the most annoying part of it, one of the victims is now hospitalized. A breadwinner. Somebody that has employed.
What put him in the hospital? The shock.
They shocked, and the money he got from the bank for the product. He's the one that has the new truck. The man is on the hospital bed. It's very painful. It is very shocking. The family, if you go and see the family, the wife shop, it was like a supermarket, but it has gone down. And it's the wife that is taking over the responsibility.
As much as it is a very sympathetic situation, but with the declaration of withdrawal of services, there's usually a process which organizations or associations go through before withdrawing services. Did IPMAN embark on or complete those due processes before embarking on the strike?
Okay, that's what I'm trying to put it to you. This strike, the first one, we tried all means and we were not getting any feedback. How will you trust the process? And this strike is not a new strike. The withdrawal service is not a new one. It's linked to the same issue that has not been resolved. If something started in May, there was a press release from the axis that the issue started. Build up to writing urgent matters of urgent public importance to appropriate authority, no response. And build up till eventually we withdrew our services. What are you saying?
But Comrade Idemudo, I'd like to ask you, before IPMAN called, the strike, if you say this matter has lingered for that long since 2024, why didn't you hold a press conference? Perhaps if you held a press conference, that would have called the attention of government and the necessary authorities that, look, consequent on the fact that we have not received any response from the different quarters that we filed notices to, we are calling this press conference to say that from here, we will declare a strike. Did you explore that option?
Did you also write to the committee, made efforts to communicate, to understand the situation?
This current strike, the latest one now, is an escalation and a directive from the national office, since the matter could not be resolved. We did all this procedure you are talking when we in the state declared the one in September. We called a press conference. Nobody cared. About
When did you call the press conference?
I've given you a letter to that now. That's last year. Merely the incident.
Did you notify the media?
Yes, they came. It was on media at that time. At the back, the place where the incident took place. And people, fishermen there, because one of the things the JTF says in that axis, there are a lot of smuggling activities. They are buying products in jerrycan. Even fishermen there, they joined in a kind of raising alarm that they are the ones that are buying this product in jerrycan, going to their lawful means of livelihood. So it was every way. We called press to come and cover. That was on the 24th of May. So now we called press and nothing was done. We wrote letters, nothing was done. We later met with a new commander of that player, was telling us he is not in his hand. And I came to inherit will find out. And then that after there was no information. How will you even trust the system?
Comrade Idemudo, let's conclude this conversation. First off, we must thank IPMAN for suspending. Have you called it off or suspended? Which one? Call off, suspended, which one?
Yeah, I think it's mistake. You are just using it. We have called off.
You've called off.
We are giving our services to the public now.
You've called off the strike?
Yes.
Okay, so there's supply, necessary supply.
Yes.
Your men have gone back to work.
Yes.
Good, thank you. Next up, my question to you is there an ultimatum? Is there a timeline to resolving this problem? And if nothing happens between now and that timeline, should we expect another strike? Was there a timeline?
Let me believe this time the government will be more serious.
Well, for the purpose of record, because of course
Because
you're out here and Nigerians are watching you. Akwa Ibom people are watching you, and they want to know, they want to get an answer to this very simple question. When you people met to resolve from the meeting that you told us about, which had the committee in it,
yes,
did you have a timeline for the resolution of this matter? If you had, when to when? Because this will be catalogued in history. When to when? So that in event that you call the strike again, we'll come back and shout on this television that, yes, IPMAN was here, and IPMAN said they were giving the Akwa Ibom State government 11 days, 24 days, 2 months.
No,
What's the timeline?
The government officials, they actually averted that, giving a timeline on the matter. They actually averted that, but they promised.
So you called off the strike on promissory note,
which was done the previous time.
But we should trust the governor.
I'm not saying you shouldn't.
We should trust the governor.
I'm not saying you shouldn't.
Yes.
You called off the strike on promissory note.
It's not a promissory note. He has, the committee is tasked with updating the marketers on whatever they are doing. And now the IPMAN team is involved. The chairman of IPMAN
well, it seems like IPMAN was majorly interested in being part of the team, the committee set up,
rather than having the issue resolved.
No, please quote me right. Quote me very right. If you are in the system, because most of the committee members, they find it difficult to even explain the scenario. But they now say with IPMAN having a guide, because the governor, if the high place official will say the governor is interested in the matter, in short, IPMAN is very pained that is coming under Umoino and in a problem that he did not cause.
Comrade,
yes.
Let's conclude with an agreement.
Agreement, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, everyone's watching.
All right.
What does IPMAN want?
IPMAN wants their truck to be returned to the owner.
Okay. And I asked you earlier, was there a timeline for the trucks to be returned? Was the timeline given?
No, it was not given.
It wasn't given. So if all this promissory notes after 2025, we should expect that IPMAN will come back again if the trucks are not returned, and you will call another strike.
Definitely.
Okay, it's
Definitely.
clear, very clear,
Definitely.
very
Okay.
clear.
Definitely.
we
Because we want justice to be done.
Okay,
Okay.
very clear.
Yes.
A bit away from the issue of the joint task force and the tankers, let's look at some other concerns around issues of petroleum products in Akwa Ibom. We've noticed over time that in Akwa Ibom, when prices of petroleum products are lower in other states, Akwa Ibom always has some variations in prices and a bit higher than what is obtainable in other states. What could be the reason behind this?
I think it's not true. I would not agree with you. Akwa Ibom marketers are very, as in they are very concerned about the availability of the product. We don't hurt. But the era that we are now, the market price, we are in a regulated economy, deregulated economy. When you source your petrol, you come and sell at the price. But what we do as IPMAN is to make sure you don't go beyond a certain level. You have to consider the interests of the masses. So that's where we are.
Well, you really didn't exactly answer the question because, of course, Jennifer said, why do we have this price
Variation.
difference? Because what is being sold in Akwa Ibom is quite different from what is being sold in Calabar Cross River. It's different from what is being sold in Port Harcourt. We're talking neighbors now. It's different from what is being sold in Abia. Why is Akwa Ibom's own expensive?
That's what I'm telling you.
That-
It is not true.
Really?
It is not true. Bring out the fact.
How much is a liter of fuel in Akwa Ibom now?
Now we are selling between 900 and 940. How much is
For
it?
which of the filling stations? Because I can tell you that that's not exactly what is being sold out there. You're selling between 930 to 950.
My filling station and Nicola Amsterdam. That's what I'm selling.
Okay, so
now,
not all
that's
filling
one
stations. That
out-
means
That's why
different filling
I'm
stations with
giving you
different
the
prices.
range now because like NNPC and some outlets that are owned by people who have a petroleum depot that's still town farm. They are selling because of economy of business. They have the availability of that product, and they also have transportation means. It's easier for them. Initially, before the coming of Dangote Petroleum, Dangote Refinery, they are the one that used to import this product, and we buy from them. They came up again and acquire filling station in Akwa Ibom, and then bring that product. And the most time they want to bring friction and cause a bad image for marketers because you are the one selling for me at the depot. And you now bring the price you sell at the depot to sell at your filling station here. That's a serious tension, and we are still against that.
Okay, Comrade, I'd like to ask you, there's also the issue of jurisdiction. When the strike was called off, we heard that you had received a letter, more like a directive, from Cross River. Is Cross River in charge of Akwa Ibom?
Yes. The IPMAN organogram. We have what we call the national office, headed by the president. We have the zonal office comprising about 5 states. Like in this we call Eastern Zone. Abia State, Enugu, River State, Akwa Ibom Cross River is under zonal Eastern Zone. And then we have the unit. Why? Because IPMAN started with NNPC depot. So anyway they have NNPC depot then, they have to have a unit leadership. But Akwa Ibom creation was created as for a matter of convenience to serve as a bus stop. That's why we call Akwa Ibom office coordinating office. To coordinate activities, matters with government, and relate, because IPMAN basically, when IPMAN started, IPMAN had a deal with NNPC. And the NNPC, they had to give IPMAN through the leadership. a certain percentage of product to dispense to the public. I think even early time when IPMAN started, they used to give product, you sell, and then you come back and pay some of them money.
But what will it take for Akwa Ibom to have a depot here?
Has that suggestion been made to the Akwa Ibom State government?
When the governor came to us, one of the things we asked him to do, when he came during his electioneering campaign, he came and visited IPMAN. And then we asked him, anyhow you can attract, we have the waters. Bring NNPC depot here. Now that we are happy, a lot of investors are coming to Akwa Ibom. I have heard, but I have not seen the place that there is a private refinery that will soon start in Akwa Ibom. There is no way refinery will start operation in Akwa Ibom without having a depot to collect and to store that product. So anytime you have a refinery in a place, definitely they will have a depot. So I'm just praying that depot should come on board. There is issue of even our waters, that they need to dredge that water. That's why the only private depot we have at Mbo, local government. He has the issue of bringing this product on board. He has to transload to smaller vessels to take it. And that's why at times the product at Mbo is costly than the product at Calabar and
I see.
Yes.
I see. Comrade, let's conclude. The strike called off, supplies resumed, issues lingering. What's the way forward? But of course, you'll answer that. Let's just take a short break. We'll return and then come back to our comrade in the studio. Stay with us.
At noon, tune in for the latest stories directly from the nation's hearts.
The global business is never static. Watch the market report on ADBN TV for business information, latest happening, business deals, government economic policies, stock, crude oil and commodity trading, financial upstick and downstick, and the world of organized private sector. The market report showing on ADBN TV, 1 to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. The market report, bringing you up to speed in the business world.
The overall function of the Parliament is adequate representation of their constituents in state echoes to federation.
Removal of fuel subsidy, resources to critical sectors such as education and health. A call to unity and progress of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
NAS Unplugged is a program that will highlight topical issues from both chambers of the National Assembly, from bills, motions and constituency projects.
Guys have it.
Catch the program on ADBN TV, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays as we bring you activities of the National Assembly as it affects the people.
During the flood disaster in Maiduguri and its environs.
For increase in the number of judges in the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
The eyes have it.
NAS Unplugged, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m.
Morning Express, the weekend edition on ADBN TV, and we're having a discussion about the recent strike from the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria in Akwa Ibom State, and the call-off, as well as the matters with regards to why they had withdrawn services initially, and that has to do with the seizure of their tanks and products in the tank. And so we still have in the studio the Secretary of IPMAN Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Ekom Idemudo, talking to us and giving us an update on the situation of things. It's good to have you in the studio. And I had asked earlier before the break, with issues of transportation and what the IPMAN is doing with regards to preparing for a depot. You think there has been concrete plans made already to ensure that the depot can come to Akwa Ibom State, or are there some bottlenecks that can obstruct that from happening maybe in the next 2 to 3 years in the state?
IPMAN would only suggest that the Akwa Ibom State government, as a matter of fact, get into that investment angle for the betterment of Akwa Ibom. Let me tell you one scenario. Akwa Ibom marketers buy 70% of what comes to Calabar Depot. Now that is why whenever there is an issue in Akwa Ibom, the sales price drop because you don't see market. A lot of people buy in Akwa Ibom and Cross River State and any other from that Calabar depot that is feeding us around here. Similar competition in River State, Port Harcourt. Akwa Ibom consume a lot of petroleum products. And so anything that happens to Akwa Ibom will have an immediate effect at the depot. So I feel our governor, himself a businessman, should think, because that was one of the issues we asked him when he came for our electioneering visit, and we promised to support him. IPMAN has been supporting the governor. So nobody should come to the studio and say, these people are fighting the governor. They don't bring politics into a matter of welfare. As a matter of fact, our chairman is from the same local government with the governor. He has a group he sponsors directly for the governor on his own.
Okay.
Okay, but then don't you think with some of these speculations that IPMAN is trying to sabotage the governor's goodwill and efforts to ensure that the state is always and constantly having petroleum
and
products?
And even the timing of that strike.
Of this
Some
strike.
people have read political meanings to it.
That's what I'm saying. I've come with the facts. These are letters that was not written today. Please, let this issue be debunked. And that's why I'm coming. Actually, the strike is over. I will have rest because during the strike, we don't rest. We are comrades. We are on field to check compliance. So throughout those periods, I have to apologize that I didn't come that yesterday. Because immediately after I book with you people that I will come around, they now call the governor and send some people. We will be meeting in a closed door meeting. The governor is really interested that this matter should be resolved as quick as possible. So if it was political or if somebody was sponsoring us, we'll have dragged till the sponsor said another thing. So, and let me also let another information be known. I don't think, well, let me see whether I have that. Okay. The strike that was ordered from Calabar was to start on Monday, the 4th of July. But in the wisdom of Akwa Ibom State ESCO, we have to meet with the Congress and analyze. And do even some, because when we go on a withdrawal of service, a lot of our members are also affected. The fluctuation in the market and this our business sector is also affected. So you go buy fuel, the product at 900, expecting to sell at 900 and something. Before you know, Dangote has dropped. And then when you have a differential of 10 naira per liters, definitely will affect our capital. So we needed to meet. And then the State Congress now rectify, let's give ourselves some time, few days. And then this letter to commence the strike from the national has gone to the government official on last week that Monday they will commence strike. As me, they did not even call. Did all those security operatives see the copy of this letter that was, let me check, that was sent from our unit?
Okay,
yes,
while you're checking for that, you made mention of drop of prices from Dangote and would like to also clarify, the IPMAN, do they make purchase from our state-owned refineries, because there has been speculations that the refineries are working, are functioning. We get those
You said our own state.
Our country, the country's own refineries, the Port Harcourt refinery, Kaduna and Warri refinery.
There are some issues.
Even Ike's faces.
There are some issues that the press will also help us find out. Let IPMAN
well, you buy,
all
so you tell us.
When you have your money, you go to where they have product, any depot that have product. If it's throw Dangote, you do throw a bulk arrangement, you bring and you buy. See, now this was the letter sent from our unit office and was sent to that the strike should come in. These are different people, the state security, DSS director, the commissioner of police, the commandant, the national security advisor, the national president of IPMAN, national president of Peng, and then the Akwa Ibom State Chairman of IPMAN. And this letter is addressed to the governor, copied to all these people. Now, which of these people even asked IPMAN, between that last week and Monday, are you going to go on strike? Nobody. So it's a porous situation that we should even applaud IPMAN Akwa Ibom State for what they are doing. We delayed that Monday because the Congress did not accept it. And then we started, it was at
but
that
what
point.
Were the reasons for the delay?
Even when the directive came from the national to the unit, our own, we have to go and ratify. Is it good for Akwa Ibom? And then we were trying to think that within that period we are extending, these people will come up without the strike coming out.
But it wasn't resolved.
Nobody called. When they saw the strike, they started calling.
Okay, so now, are there other mechanisms that IPMAN can employ to ensure that they don't have to embark on strike? Because as at Thursday, already the black markets were selling at 1,400, just with the announcement of withdrawal of services, away from 950 that it was initially. Is there any other measure, apart from withdrawing of services, that IPMAN can deploy to send their messages or get issues resolved?
These are the issues. If you send a notice to an appropriate quarters, if they respond and we start talking, just like in any conflict situation, we have the one that we have to dialogue, we have to confront it before we now down to. Those methods were there in place. Those mechanisms were, okay, between last week and the trade that the strike will start on Monday. If somebody has called IPMAN office in Akwa Ibom, or later they have, it was not numbers of Akwa Ibom officers that were the unit officers. Did they even call the unit and say, let's talk on this matter? When you are frustrated, when you are pushed to the wall like any individual, you try to help yourself. So,
okay.
Had to help
we just hope that the matter has been resolved, and we're hopeful that the pricing issue that Jennifer talked about, we will also resolve that, and we will not have your people call for another strike, because I had asked you if there was any concrete assurance given other than the usual assurances that the matter will be resolved, and if there was a timeline. It does appear that from your response that there was no timeline. But Comrade Idemudo, we need to say thank you so much, because at this juncture we need to put an end to this conversation. Perhaps if there's anything you'd like to tell us as your parting shot before we let you go, go ahead and say it.
I want to say to every Akwa Ibom citizen and resident here that IPMAN is not wicked. IPMAN loves you. It is even because of their concern that we have to call off the strike. And IPMAN, our members are also suffering. Let even everybody in Akwa Ibom also be passionate and concerned about that victim. There are two. And the other one that is in critical condition. We should also pray for him that governor, not governor this time, government should help these people. We are not wicked. We want the environment to be fair and free for us to operate our businesses. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Well, this is the much we can take on this conversation. Thank you so much for giving us an update on the strike situation involved with IPMAN Akwa Ibom and how the matters are panning out. Jennifer.
Indeed. Thank you, Comrade Ekom Idemudo, IPMAN Secretary, for the time. We appreciate that.